What's up, folks? So today I'll be talking about the overall markets. What's up, everyone? I hope you all can hear me. Uh, it seems like we have just broke 7,000. We are not. I'm not sure whether or not we're gonna hold 7,000. And well, I would say I'm pretty happy to see the altcoin space or the altcoin market start to pick up again. And let me know whether you guys have been investing in altcoins or just sticking to buying bitcoins. Do you manage to catch any of the altcoin pumps? Do you buy at the low recently? I think the whole space is kind of starved of yield at the moment. It doesn't really know what it wants to do. It's more of figuring out, will we be able to sustain the current levels? I think everyone is just shorting the Bitcoin prices. They're not very confident about the whole space in general, right? There are starting to be signs of projects failing. It was bound to happen, guys. I think it is always just moving towards that space where eventually the cracks will start to show. The cracks will start to show, and that's when you have people who will lose money. Founders are starting to wonder whether their projects are able to sustain in terms of operational costs. And it's happening already, guys. So I think right now, I just wanna say that what are we investing in now? Okay, so just a very quick roundup. We are still invested in revenue generating projects, or at least projects that have very strong development. So Quantum is still in our portfolio, though we have reduced its allocation. EOS is still in our portfolio, just that we have reduced the allocation as well. I think most of the projects have dropped at least a good 80% to about 60, 70 or 80% down. Okay, so we have lost a lot of the overall value, which is very painful for a lot of investors. But I did mention to my private investor group that you have to just keep going, right? Because if you believe in the space, you just have to keep going. You cannot stop. You cannot stop. You cannot stop investing in this space just because you took a hit. Now, that being said, the dollar cost averaging strategy is just, HODL is such a painful word. It's so sensitive that I think a lot of people feel very frustrated just hodling a certain project. Let's just put it this way. If you were an ICO investor, I think certain projects did pretty well, okay, to be fair. Certain projects did pretty well, still above ICO price. The problem is Ethereum actually dropped in value, right? So yeah, it's painful if you didn't know what you're doing, for sure, right? The question is, when you say that, if you say that you didn't know what you're doing, what is didn't know what you're doing? Which project could you say was really credible from the get-go? Come on, man. Nobody knows exactly which projects would be credible. It all appears, right? It all appears that they look credible, right? They look credible. Ultimately, whether or not they're going to maintain, right? Yeah, it's going to be another thing. So, So right now, I would say that this space is still going to be very hard to invest in. I've always believed in diversification. No offense. It has always been about just making sure that you put only about maybe say 10% of your overall assets into cryptocurrency, because we know that it's so volatile and so uncertain and so immature that if you invest too much into especially the altcoin space, this is kind of like where we're at the moment. But it's okay. We are going to gradually move towards institutions coming in. We're going to move towards the legitimacy, and eventually projects are going to do pretty well. Yeah, I would say that there will be the emergence of adoption. There will be the emergence of dApps being utilized. And yeah, we hope to see that happening in the near future. Right now, we are focusing more on centralized exchanges. So tokens like Huobi and Binance are holding up very well. you're looking at for the fact that Binance is still around $9 to $10. Of course, the low was about seven to $8. Huobi low was about $2 or 180. So looking good so far. You have projects like Quantum unfortunately hitting really hard. Yes, we are still bullish on Pundi X. Okay. You see, Pundi X is still a very bullish project. But like I said, the moment you list anything on Binance, guys, anything dumps. Okay, everything. The moment you hit Binance, a big exchange, it's gone. Okay, so unfortunately, it's just the way it is. So you have to just bear in mind, right, that when you see the adoption happen, okay, you want to see that the merchants are real. You want to see that the POS systems start getting turned on and people are using the POS. That is what you want to see. Okay, I shall not like comment further until that really happens. You can see for the fact that Zach has been going around North America trying to secure more merchants for the POS, right? So once you have that happening, all good. Also, we want to wait for what is the result of debugged. Okay, I'm not really too concerned about the ETF. ETF is something that is, it's okay. If it comes in, I see that there are people already using their IRA to invest. Okay, if people are using their IRA to invest, it's a good thing. Okay, that means at least people are kind of like using that amount of funds to dedicate to crypto. So that's a good sign. Eventually, will more markets open up for cryptocurrency? I'm sure there will be. So yeah, just stay tuned on all that. Right now, I would say Ethereum. I see further downside for Ethereum, to be honest. Okay, I see further downside for Ethereum. I feel that Ethereum could easily drop to 150 or below 200. Okay, 150 to 200 is actually quite okay. But right now, I think a lot of projects are going to panic. Okay, with that being said, right, I'm not sure how will it react. How would BTC react, or how would the overall market react? Right now, it's already very hammered already. Okay, so what's gonna happen? Okay, so just hear me out. These are just my thoughts, my personal opinions. When projects are starting to lose, they are starting to lose. As you can see, the value is dropping. A lot of these projects, when they raise money, let's assume that it was between $500, okay, $500 per Ethereum when they raise their ICO. They are already 50% down in the amount they raise. If they manage to raise a very ungodly amount, they may or may not have been smart enough to cash out. Now the problem with doing that, is taxes. If they cashed out a huge amount of their funds raised into US dollars, euros, or whatever, okay, and they registered in a country that is taxing those so-called funds raised, right? That's considered as revenue, by the way. Okay, that's considered as revenue, by the way. So if they don't want to pay huge amounts, they have to cash out just enough to cover their operational costs for hiring, marketing or whatnot. Okay, but if they actually cashed out lesser than they did, and now the market has gone down, right? So now that the market has gone down, then you know that they're not going to be able to sustain their overall investments. They are not going to sustain their overall operations. Okay, yeah. So this is just the way it's going to be. You're right, man, Dirk. You don't want to invest more than you can lose. Yeah, it's okay. This whole space is just like every other financial market. Okay, we are all chess pieces in a very much bigger, in a larger scheme of things. You have the market makers, you have the institutions, you have the hedge funds, you have the exchanges. We are always just riding the wave, guys. Okay, we are just riding the waves. Okay, what's up, Dhamma brother John? What's up, guys? Do you also invest in stocks? Currently now, I'm actually very diversified. Okay, the stock market was something that I invested quite some time ago. I'm more a dividend investor. I believe in real estate investment trusts. Okay, it is just the way it is. Yeah, it's hey, I am an old man. You know, compared to you guys, I'm an old man. Really, I am. But you know what? Sometimes old is still better than having 90% of your value get wiped out. Just saying. So it all boils down to, are these projects able to sustain the next 2 to 3 years? So it's good. It is a good thing because you're gonna see for the fact that if the projects cannot sustain themselves, right, you're gonna see a lot of the projects that we know now get wiped out, and we're gonna see and hopefully that we pick the right ones and we have stayed invested. Okay, we have stayed invested. Okay, for those investors, right? In general, it doesn't matter whether the big or small. I've always recommended them to cash out. They are quite obedient. They do, right? Because that's how private clients work. When they go in to something, they will listen, and they did cash out. Yes, they did, because they really made a lot of money when we recommended all those cryptocurrencies to them. So if they stayed invested on their own account, right? Because maybe they listened to the news about other influencers saying that Bitcoin could go to 50,000 and whatnot, then I cannot stop them. Okay, I cannot stop them. But when they double checked with me with regards to exiting the market, I did tell them to exit the market. I even asked them to exit the market more than one occasion. So some did, some didn't. It's their After all, it's their money. I don't have to go and tell them whether they want to do it or not. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so do you recommend them now to enter the market 50? Yes, definitely. Look, it's not just the private clients I am advising. I'm also recommending to our private group, for our retail group, that you should start. I already mentioned dollar cost averaging at 6,000, guys. This is something that I've already recommended quite some time back. It is no secret, okay? Dharma brother, I think you know that I've been recommending. You've seen my streams, my videos. I said, look, this is not the first time that we've hit a kind of a new high. We had the 6,000, and then after that we actually ran up to about $8,250. We had a huge correction back down, and then now it's running back up again. Have you lost interest in crypto as it dropped? No. Why would you say that? I have been consistently creating content with regards to news, with regards to connections. In fact, I'm building more relationships now more than ever. Right now, we are focusing on an online course so that we can prep the people who are coming in so that they do not make the mistakes that we made. You get what I'm saying? If we are pioneers in the space, I mean, okay, pioneers as in, look, we are not the first miners, okay? We are, however, the very first batch, the first stream of investors or retail investors that came in, okay? And then after that, what happened was a lot of us came in with very, very little financial literacy, and we didn't know how to sniff out what's good and what's not good, right? So if I was okay, so I look back at my own personal investing in this whole space. I personally went too much all into smart contract protocols. To be very honest with you, my only one mistake is that I went in too much into smart contract protocols, and I lost a lot in the value when I left too much behind in quantum. Okay? But it's okay, because you know why? Let's just be very fair. Let's not just talk about quantum. Whenever you go into a chat for any ICO project, the developer team will always say, we are not involved in the price movement. They detach themselves away from it because you are willingly parting with your Ethereum, or you're willingly parting with your BTC because you believe, you, meaning me as well, believe that they are going to build something when they say they're going to build something. Let's just be fair, okay? And when the value goes down, they are going to be literally hands off on this. They're not going to comment. They're not going to make you happy, because you and I know that they already put that disclaimer out there already. Now, on the flip side, however, If you're focused on investing in a centralized exchange like Binance, Huobi, okay, they have revenue. So when they have revenue, they tend to reward you. They don't have to. They tend to reward you with a so-called a coin burn. Also, because they have certain levels of voting mechanisms or requirements for their internal ecosystem, that the price just does go up occasionally. Okay? For example, Huobi is now having a super, what they call it? It's called the Huobi Chain Championship, right? They are trying to name the Huobi hero or something like that. And this Huobi hero is going to lead the Huobi chain, okay, or at least give some kind of direction in terms of the development, whether is it business or tech. Okay, recently we had the sister of Mark Zuckerberg join the advisory. I think you can go and check out Huobi's advisory committee. You would see a very impressive list of advisors, right? So you can go and check it out. I think her name is Randy Zuckerberg. Okay, so I think it's good to at least take note what's real and what's not real and what's gonna be something of the future. Okay, I think we've been around long enough. You've watched my channel long enough to know that we have to be practical, guys. Okay, and it's time to kind of look at things from practicality. Let's not listen to hype. Let's not listen to a signal group. Okay, look, there are people who are already pumping, like HOT has been doing very well. Okay, HOT has been doing very. Look, I don't even know what the heck HOT is, but it just did very well and it kind of caught a lot of attention. There was signal group just putting out HOT, but I don't even know what that is. You know what I mean? Okay, so can you please comment on this, Ryan? What is your view on the fake volume on Huobi? 1.6 billion claim volume and 93 million actual volume. Look, if there is fake volume on an exchange, what makes you think that Binance doesn't do it? What makes you think that KuCoin doesn't do it? It is not regulated, guys. It is not regulated. But when you say that it's fake, right? What kind of proof do you have that it's fake? You see? Because right now, if there is a credible source that states that it's fake, they better have a very strong backup, because Huobi is as legit as it gets. And even if it's fake, guys, and even if it's fake, Binance has also been accused of that before. But who can validate? Who can prove? You know what I mean? So, this whole space, can be all smoke and mirrors, for all you know. Okay, for all you know. No one knows who Satoshi is, but here we are having a value for Bitcoin, just because the people says it's this value. But over the counter, you never know how much is the actual value of Bitcoin. You don't even know that. So, just saying. Okay, so Ryan, what do you think about Binance owning 100% of coins to provide liquidity in the market? 100% of the coin? Okay, that is a bit of an extremity. Okay, from what I understand, right? When you are engaged, okay, look, it's no secret. Hear me out. There's no secret. Every project, if they want some sort of success when they list, they will engage a market maker. The market maker is usually not the exchange. Okay? The exchange will not have anything to do with the market movement of the price. They are there just to help list it, but they do refer ICO projects to market makers. Let me make myself clear, okay? And it's no secret, guys. It's no secret. Now, the only question is, are they still, what are the occasions? It still has to coincide with some actual news, right? You can't just pump a coin and then after that there's no news to back it up. Okay, so I haven't been following you recently. What's your percentage of your portfolio? Bitcoin to alts. I am 70% in Bitcoin. I'm 70% in Bitcoin. I'm 10% in cash, 20% in alts. Do you plan to include some trading techniques, how to trade futures? in your online course. Yes, AWD7, yes. I feel that even though I don't like Bitmex because they are actually very expensive, okay, but I feel that in order to have a proper risk management in a portfolio, you have to use futures. Okay, you just have to use some sort of futures. Hopefully there are some options in the future that we can use. Now options is also a kind of derivative product that you can protect yourself from downside risk, because we are not able to protect ourselves properly when our portfolios are going down. Only when people started to learn how to use Bitmex, which actually in the financial markets people do use futures to hedge. So when something goes down, or at least you kind of own an asset, and when that asset is going down, especially in crypto, you know how volatile it is. It's not just always selling to Tether. Sometimes you don't want to sell into Tether, right? Sometimes you just want to like hold everything because you're just worried that this price will suddenly go up, like it can come down, it can correct very quickly, and if you kind of don't make any market decisions very quickly, you tend to sell off all your positions and you're left in USD Tether. But you can actually buy a short futures contract, right? Whether is it a perpetual or whether is it dated, you can use that futures contract to hedge your risk, your downside risk. So when it goes down, you kind of protect. It's like buying insurance for yourself, you know what I'm saying? But by doing so, it is a cost. Think of it this way: if you're protecting yourself from any loss of income, disability, critical illness, you buy an insurance product, right? You're paying a monthly. It is the same thing, kind of the same thing. So if you're worried that the market is, let's say for example, at that time when Bitcoin was at $20,000, you know that shit, I don't know whether I should sell or not. You could either sell all your Bitcoins directly into USD or USD Tether, or you could have short the market using a futures contract and gradually build the position. Like you're not very sure, right? You can buy a very small position. If you notice the wicks, right, you would have kind of got taken out because no one actually can short at the absolute top. Let's be very, very honest. So say, for example, you short at, say, 17,000, it kind of rebounded, so you would have kind of got taken out. But if you kind of build your position gradually and not over leverage on the short position or on that futures contract, you would have be able to ride the market price down. Now, personally, did I do that? No, I did not. I will not say that I did that. I did not do that. But now that I am very comfortable using Bitmex, I use it for that exact sole purpose, which is just to protect my portfolio. I don't use it as a means to really profit. I just use it as a means to kind of cushion my downside. Okay, so yeah guys, so I think overall just stay the course. You know, it's like I'm sure right now you all are so much more savvy. You guys are definitely just able to decipher what's good, what's not good. You all have probably been doing more research right now. Start honing the skills that you need to prepare for the next bull run. Now, could this bull run happen next year? Could it happen in 2020? I don't know, right? But the most important thing is to gradually re-enter the market with an amount that you're comfortable with. It's just the way it is, guys. If you hear people who are not willing to put any more money into the market, then they must be very willing to allow the whole market cap to recover or their particular assets to recover, and then they're going to be good. What about dumpster diving? What's your take on that? Now, okay, well, okay, right now, right, I hope that when we do our dumpster diving in the crypto market, we have to be very sure about the project, okay? If I'm not sure or I've never spoken to the team before, I've never had any kind of impression before. Now, see, this is the thing, right? It's about, should I be open-minded or should I just stay with what I'm familiar with? Okay, for me personally, I like to always go with any project that I have a relationship with. when I say a relationship, I really mean that we can have access, we can have a conversation. You know, we must be able to do that. Now, this is very, very unique. It's very unique. It's not like the stock market where you are hearing about a certain particular stock, usually from the CEO, CFO, and usually it's at a kind of a annual shareholders meeting. It's very fluffed up, right? It's usually very fluffed up. And sometimes it's from maybe CNBC, that kind of thing. So you don't really know how credible, but right now you are able to still connect with the founders of certain projects because they are kind of like trying to gain your trust, right? So they want you to like them, they want you to believe in their project, and that way you are more open to either invest or stay invested. Now, from their part, they have to deliver. They have to deliver, and it's more about how mature are you as an investor. When they give you a timeline, you're not gonna bug them until they deliver. Now, if they don't deliver, what is their contingency plan? How many attempts are they gonna try before they actually return the money? Because right now, I think we saw an episode on Cedric Dahl's channel where he says that founders are, more and more investors are getting pissed off at founders, right? They raise so much money, but they are just living the good life. They are not focusing on developing their project. I would be worried too, I would be worried too. I don't have the right to show that I have a good life until I've delivered on my project. You see where I'm coming from? I think it's only fair that we should treat it as a bootstrap. You see, CG is a bootstrap. CG never raised money from nobody. CG started out from zero, and then gradually we built products, and we want to make sure that whoever is buying our products are able to benefit from investing in this market. And even when we lose money, guys, at least you learn something. You're not just investing or paying for the group and you don't learn anything, So from a project standpoint, if you say that in this X amount of time, you're gonna do this, make sure you deliver. If you get delayed, make sure you have a backup plan on when are you going to deliver your roadmap. And you raise like what, 10, 15, 20 million, and you say, it's actually not a lot of money. Look, man, there are certain projects that require 1 million at first, and then gradually, maybe as the project progress, you may need additional funding. Why the heck do you need like so much money up front, and then in the end of the day, you have so much money you don't know what to do? You're actually investing in other ICO projects. Your own fucking project, you haven't even got it off the ground, but you want to invest in other people? That ain't right, man. That ain't right. So, guys, I really, really love the space. I know that there's gonna be more shit coming out as the years go by, but let's just hope that as we mature as investors ourselves, right, we become smarter and start asking smarter questions on why are we parting with our money for a certain thing. And I sincerely hope that there will be projects that can deliver revenue. That means they have a product that they can sell, right? And there's a product that is adopted, whether is it by the developer community or validated by the developer community, or at least validated by people like us that we can use. It's just very simple. Why is it so difficult to understand? It's not difficult to understand. And when we can clearly see that happening for various projects, then we know, we have a winner. Then we start asking ourselves, okay, is this token gonna be worth something? Because it's not a share, guys. Just bear in mind, this space sometimes can be a joke, because when people are looking into the crypto space, they know that you guys are like buying this, magical token. People still want to pay us in their magical token, and they claim that sometimes their token is worth $1. I'm asking myself, who says that your token is worth $1? You? One person that you say that it's worth $1? The market decides. The market decides. And this is something that we have to understand. So when the market is the consensus, guys, okay, right now, if you see that your project is down 80, 90%, you're thinking to yourself, shit, is this a legit project? We have to start reassessing ourselves. We really have to. We have to rebalance if we have to rebalance. Also, we also have to have the courage to dollar cost average so that we can bring down our average price if we still believe in the project. Because crypto is like that. Crypto is just like that. So that being said, I hope that you guys are able to kind of find some light at the end of this stream. I think the most important thing is that we stay focused. And guys, if you have projects that you feel are still credible, feel free to share about these projects in this exact same episode. Let the audience know why you like the project. Don't just comment about the project. Don't just name the project and then after that do DYOR. Like, say why. Have some valid points why you like the project. Okay? And yeah, and then from then everybody can validate and start researching and looking at it. And and if you are invested in a project that is not delivering, put that out there as well. Right? If you have a project that you are like, I don't know what's going on with this project, feel free to, just put out that project, like kind of not like really shame it, but like put it out there and let there be some kind of accountability, because right now, if the community doesn't even protect each other, right, who is gonna protect us? Okay, who is gonna protect us? We have to protect ourselves, guys. So if you are not part of the CG Telegram is free. We are always there. We are looking out for you guys. Also, for those who are really, really like still lost, not able to create a portfolio, not understanding risk very well, don't even know how to create a portfolio, CG Premier is still open until the end of September. Right? This is kind of like the stuff that we're putting out there. We're doing our best. And when the online course is out, we will definitely also let you guys know. It's going to be at a very, very affordable price. So no one can say, oh, it's too expensive or whatever. These are the things that we're doing, guys. Okay? Until then, this is Ryan signing out. And I'll see you in the next stream. See ya. See you guys. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up, guys.